Morning all, welcome to another weekly edition of Webby Sports Roundup here in my manor in sunny, windy Tenerife. Bit of a Kaleem over the weekend, you could feel the wind coming on the back of me, so if my cap blows off, you know exactly what the problem is. If you're coming for the week, you'll get some lovely weather, don't you worry about that. Hope you've had a cracking week. A lot of comments coming through, Dawn is a little bit better, thank you very much indeed. This week's show started with mega shout-outs, the more I have ever done since we started. We've got a little bit of Rugby Union updates, the European news. We've got horse racing fancy. We need a winner league. Cricket news. It's the 5 tests over there in India, where England taking on India. And India, don't forget, are the best home nation ever in test cricket. It's going to be a tough one. Bit of golfing news update for the Ryder Cup. Also news on Hendon and Chatham Football Club, our non-League 2 clubs that we follow on the show. A little bit of CD Tenerife news. Toddy, come on son, we need a change of heart. And last but not least, right at the end of the show, we got a massive, and I mean a massive, special announcement to make. So stay tuned in to the end of Webby Sports Roundup here on the weekend in sunny Tenerife. And it's windy. Right, here we go. We're going to kick this off now. Lots and lots of shout-outs. Right, so just relax, take your time, calm it, because the coffee's on. Tim's ready for it, but I am anyway. Right, first and foremost, let's go back to the charity of last year. F.A.C.T, fighting against cancer in Tenerife. I enjoy it. We make some money for them. We look after the people that have cancer. Right, first and foremost, a big shout out to Ian, my big Sheffield Wednesday pal. He'd been over here for a couple of weeks holiday. Went over and saw him in my old pub, well, next door to it, because it's shut. And he gave me €50 on the basis of, I gave him the Reece Topley, England one-day cricketer bowler, okay? If you remember, it was a shirt, shorts, one or two other bits and pieces signed. So cheers Ian, and you'll see the photograph up on my top left hand side. That's the first thing. Second thing, then I drove down to La Caleta. Lovely guy called Paul Crompton, got 4 kids, lovely wife. Cut the photographs, you'll see that up on my left hand side in a minute. He dropped me €180 for F.A.C.T, fighting against cancer in Tenerife, and that was the donation that I gave my Ricky Hatton glove, signed by Ricky, ex-world champion, big Man City fan, top fella, and I had the authenticity of a photograph to prove it. So Paul, absolutely superb, thanks for that. Big shout out to his kids. I think it's Kelly, his wife. He got Tyler, Millie, Archie and Jack. And I'm trying to think, one of them was a birthday. Let me think. Was it Archie? Was it Jack or was it Tyler? No, Tyler was the big boy. I think it was Jack. It was. Jack, happy birthday for last week on the 20th of January, my son. Well done. I'm only taking a mickey. Top boy. I'll speak to you very soon. Cheers, Paul. Right. Now we go in. Big shout out to Around the Grounds, to Lee. You know, you got Sheffield Wednesday boy, Steve and Denise at the north of Tenerife in Port de la Cruz. Well, I'm in touch with Lee now, the son. He's Around the Grounds. If you haven't subscribed to him, please subscribe. Top fella, big Sheffield Wednesday fan. Goes to a lot of grounds during the week, one in the weekend. Again, his missus give him a big leash. Lucky man, Lee. So big shout out to Lee, and a big Sheffield Wednesday tonight. Coventry, FA Cup 5th round. What's happening, son? Hillsborough. What else we got? A big shout out to Matt Melville, a big Brighton and Hove Albion fan. Not sure how old you are, big man. He's on the Facebook. Foggy said to me, give him a big shout, Webby. Can you remember the Goldstone ground? I can. Quality. With Steve Foster and the boys, awesome. So big shout out to you, big man. Right. Before we go any further, just a quickie. I did say it a couple of weeks ago. A very good friend of mine, he's always come in, Monte Cristo, Alan, and his wife Lynn. Lovely couple. Now Alan passed away just before Christmas. A lovely fella, big Man United fan. Got 2 lovely boys. I think I saw him a couple of years ago, I'm not sure. Big Tottenham Hotspur season ticket holders. Devastated, I was absolutely devastated. Cut a long story short, I said I'd give him another big mention, and I'm going to give him another big mention at his funeral next Tuesday. And wherever I am, believe me, we're going to stand up and have a drink on you, big man. Miss you, love you, and I'll see you one day. You know that. That's a fact. And love to you, Lynn, and the boys. Right. More to come on the Shoutouts. You have no idea. Right, let's have a look. Back to snooker. Well, you know, Rocket Ronnie O'Sullivan, good pal of mine, Tony. He's out in 2 or 3 weeks' time. He's got me snooker queue for Ray Duffy. Ray Duffy keeps emailing me. Ray, stop it, Ray. Just give Madge a big kiss for me. Now, listen. He's bringing your snooker queue out, signed by Rocket Ronnie O'Sullivan. I've got one already. You've got yours. You're paying some bunts for it, all right? And listen, they were at the World Grand Prix in Leicester last week, and he beat Judge Trump. He's flying. He won the Masters a couple of weeks ago. He won the Grand Prix last week, Rocket Ronnie. And to prove it, Tim's going to put the photographs up on my top left-hand corner. Absolute fantastic. So, big Scouts, Tony, massive Liverpool fan. I'll see you in a couple of weeks, big man. I can't wait. Really, really can't. And when he was there, he spoke to Ivan Toney. Scored his first goal since he come back from his little bit of a gambling addict for Brentford last week. And he did a little short for me. Watch his Webby Sports Roundup. Phenomenal. Cheers, man. Tony, thank you, Ivan. Right. Newcastle United fan last week, Gavin, came over with Toddy. I loved it. Interview last week. There was a book that he's written as well. He got over 1,000 football shirts from Newcastle United. They're absolutely phenomenal. Good to see him again when he comes over later this year. Looking forward to that. So, Gavin, a big shout out to you. What else we got? Oh, here we go. 10 years ago, my son Lee. We went and watched Arsenal Coventry in the FA Cup. I think it's the 4th round over at, it wasn't Highbury, it's the Emirates Stadium. Okay. Big pal of mine, big Fulham Mick. Said, Webby, come on over, fly over, come and stay with me. Lee got the train. We stayed with Mick for the night. Went and watched Arsenal take on Coventry in the 4th round. Phenomenal game. We got humped 4-0, but we played quite well, to tell you the truth. And you'll see Podolski score a couple of goals if you Google that. Now, I've got some photographs I've put up on my left-hand side, as you'll probably see. First and foremost, you've got David O'Leary, ex-Arsenal. You've got Steve Ogrizovic, the England, played Liverpool, Shrewsbury, Coventry City goalkeeper, absolute legend, 600 odd appearances if I remember. Before the game started, down the steps on the front, he was kicking a couple of balls to the goalkeeper and shouted. He came over, how are you, Webby? So I had him in my pub, if you remember, the Plough, back in 1995 with all the Coventry boys. Lovely, lovely fella. What else we got? So, on top of that, you can see the photographs. Steve Presley as well. That was the manager at that time. And I did say to him, I applied for the Coventry manager's job. And that's for another day, okay? And I did. And I got the letters to prove it. But he got the job better than me. Well, been there, done it, bought the t-shirt, hasn't he? Falkirk, Rangers, Celtic, Coventry. Who else you going to take on? You're going to take me, are you? Right, that's that one. Right, let's have a look. Bit of news from my pal Jim Donaldson, massive Rangers fan. He sent me some information last night. He said, Webby, I think your show will enjoy this. Steve Davis retires from football. Northern Ireland International. Right, Villa, Rangers twice. 20-year history. Right, listen to this. He's the most capped player ever in Britain. And I thought, I knew of one, so I checked it out. And he was. 126 British football caps, okay, for Ireland. Absolute phenomenal. For Northern Ireland, I thought, have somebody beaten that? I remember a goalkeeper played for England and Coventry and Plymouth. I think he managed Plymouth. Peter Shilton. I thought, I know he did 120. I checked it, one less, 125. So well done to Steve Davis. You deserve being retired, mate. 20 years in football. Phenomenal. Well done, son. Right. 5th round in the FA Cup yesterday saw Bournemouth took on champion side Swansea. Give them a bit of an hammer. Don't know what side they had out by 5-0. So they're in the 5th round. And last but not least, one little bit of football news. I do try and keep it for the week, but I'm going to drop this one in. Calvin Phillips, as we all know, Leeds United to Man City 18 months, 2 years ago. A little bit of injury, couldn't get in the side. I think they bought him so no other top Premiership club could buy him. Anyway, he's gone to West Ham. I think that's a phenomenal move. Probably about a £7 million under fee. It's a chance for them to purchase him at a later date, and he's on about 120 grand a week. Yeah, 120 grand a week. But he has to move, and the reason why is the Euros starting in June, okay, for a month. And you've also got like Henderson, okay, Jordan Henderson. He's had to move to Ajax to get regular. So if they want to play for England under Gareth Southgate, then they've got to play regular football. And that's where they're going to do it. So they're both now in their respective clubs in respective 2 countries. So it's up to them now to see if they can get into the England squad in June in the Euros in Germany, right? So good luck to him. I think that's a great move with Ward-Prowse in the middle, one of my favourite midfielders. I think they do well now, West Ham, to the end of the season. Right. Let's go on to a bit of sports news. Rugby Union. You know I love me Rugby Union, being a Gloucester boy. It's the Champions Cup last weekend. 2 weeks on the bounce, and the Champions Challenge Cup. Wins in the Champions Cup for Connaught, Glasgow, Saracens, Harlequins, Saints, which is Northampton Saints, and Leinster. Loses, obviously got beat on the weekend with Bristol, Ulster, Cardiff, Munster, Leicester, Bath, Exeter and Sale. So the English team's got a bit of an hammering over the weekend. So let's see what happens in a couple of weeks' time when it goes through to the next round. Challenge Cup, which is where Gloucester boys are in, because we didn't finish in the top 4 last year. We won on Friday. Scarlets lost, Edinburgh won, Newport Dragons got beat, and the last 2, Ospreys in Wales and Newcastle, won as well. So well done to the British clubs on there. Right. I think it's time for me to take a bit of a rest. We're going to bring CD Tenerife, the Armada, sir. He is the general, the main football man of Tenerife. Are they, or have they, or will they turn it around, Tenerife? Toddy, take it away, big man, please.
Welcome everyone to WEBBY'S Sports Roundup, a short version today. Well, I am only 5'5". Tenerife lost again last weekend, 2-1. Better performance overall against a high-flying Sporting Gijón, who are now second in the league. Tenerife went 1-0 up in a good first half for them, but couldn't hold on, and Sporting scored late on to take all 3 points. A disappointing result in the end, but I think all the matches in January catching up with us now. We had the cup run and the 4 league games, and a bit too much. So, but no excuses. We got to get on with it, and we sit on 31 points, 5 off the playoffs. Not the end of the world, but not great either. So there's with 19 games to go, we roughly need 34 points, 34 more points to make the playoffs. Let's see. It doesn't get much easier. Saturday we're away to Levante, who have been playing La Liga recently. A good solid squad they have. They're 6th in the league, in the playoffs. It'll be nice to go and win there, but I would settle for a draw as it stands. One last point. The stadium, promises are being made to stadium improvements. We've been waiting a year, still nothing happens. Politicians come and go, give all the talk, and then nothing happens again. They've been promising for the anniversary of the stadium, the 100th anniversary, which falls in 2025. The stadium will be complete with a new facade outside and the new seats and improvement inside. But here we sit at the beginning of 2024 and not a single thing has been done. We'll see. Anyway, signing out for WEBBY'S Sports Roundup. Vamos Tenerife, keep the faith and keep subscribing. Vamos.
Cheers, Toddy. Listen, I've not listened to that little video because I was up all night last night. I never did all this stuff till about 11, half past 11 last night, so I was really, really tired. So I'll see your video later on. I'm sure it's a good one, but we need a couple of wins, don't we, son? We're not too far off the playoff. 6 points, I think. Right, let's have a look. Bit of racing news. Lee Sobot, Yorkshire Evening Post. Another one of my sporting issues where we need to start turning it around. I've had 1 or 2 losses lately. So let's see what... let me get my bins out. Because the weather's been a bit poor back home as well. There was 100 to 1 shot, I think. Got turned over for some reason. I don't know why. I read that very quickly during the week. Let's have a look. Lee Sobot, right, Webby, he says Saturday. Riboto, is that 2? El Riboto, 115 at Cheltenham, 4-1 favourite. He loves the favourites, as you know. Rated by Paul Nichols, top trainer, as his best chance from a stack of runners over a busy weekend. Apparently working beautifully at home, loves Cheltenham, and seems 4-1 seems to be more than fair. So I have a little bit on that. Big Leeds fan, so he sent me a message last night, up the Leeds and up the Cov. They beat Norwich City, Ellen Road, I think Tuesday or Wednesday. And that was a great win on the back of Coventry, because I think the top 4 are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and the playoffs in the Championship is going to be 5 and 6, where West Brom and Coventry are in those places at the moment. Cricket, we've got the 5 tests. England has gone over to India, and India at home are on basically on the records the best home nation for testing cricket, so it's going to be a tough one. We got batted first, excuse me Tim, we were left for 246. Stokes, the captain, got over 70, and in reply in the 3rd session, at the moment India are 320 for 5. That was when we recorded this morning, so come on boys, keep it tight. Right, a little bit of golf news. Ryder Cup 2025, we've been told. Luke Donald is still obviously the captain, and Eduardo Molinari is retained as vice captain. That's in the USA for next year. So well done, boys. And on top of that, there's a guy, Alan, who has his own YouTube channel, Alan Homemade Vlogs. Top fella. He was there a few weeks ago, and he is going to be my roving reporter at the British Open at Troon this year. Sent me a message, said, listen Webby, I've been given a job as the logistics manager again, and he says, do you want me to do a couple of videos and give you an update every day? I went, let me think about it. I thought about it for 2 seconds. Alan, do us a favour, sort it. So I got a nice roving reporter for the British Open over there in Troon in the summer. Absolute quality. Everybody wants to get on board. It's what it's all about, isn't it? Having a bit of fun. Right, we're coming to the end of the show. Just 1 or 2 more things. Let's go to my non-League 2 football clubs. First and foremost, Chatham. There's not much been happening there. They haven't played for a couple of weeks because of weather conditions, but they've got Canvey Island tomorrow at home at 3 p.m. So good luck to Chatham. Talk, if you're watching the show, you got in touch with me a few weeks ago, get back in touch, please. I need a bit of a conversation with you. Cheers, son. Let's move over to Hendon, the other one that I deal with, which is Lee Allinson. He's the manager there with my good pal Ian Allinson, as we all know, ex-Arsenal, and so on and so forth. He's the general manager. They took on Northwood in the Middlesex Senior Cup quarter-final. Boom, beat them 3-2. Well done to the boys at Hendon Football Club. This week they're playing Hanwell in the league game tomorrow at 3 p.m. So that's Hanwell against Hendon. Good luck to the boys at Hendon Football Club. Right, nearly there. Boxing, very little happening. Johnny Goggles gave me a message saying, Webby, nothing happened all weekend. I said, well, listen, give a bit of a break for a week or 2. You know, we've got the big one coming up. Tyson Fury again, Usyk of Ukraine. That's going to be a cracker. And there's 1 or 2 other big belts. Anthony Joshua fighting as well. So we'll leave that to Johnny Goggles. He knows his stuff on that. Cheers, Johnny. Thank you very much indeed. Right, we're going to put the phone down. Oh, and the book. One very, very quick announcement to make. Tim's going to be the main man next Tuesday, as he knows. So there's no pressure, Tim. What we decided is, you know, we all went to the Moonlight Bar a couple of weeks ago. All the boys were over. Foggy. Wasn't too well yesterday, so he was in his bed for a few hours. So I think he did too much walking and too much of that. So Foggy, get better soon, big man. Now, what I want to do, as you know, I want to make this bigger. It gets to a point whereby, I keep saying how old I am and so forth, but I feel a lot younger. But this year I'm going to have a real go at it. Now, so we're going to need to start doing some lives. Tim says, Webby, that's the way to go. And we're starting to do walks as well. If you haven't seen the walks this week, a cracking walk a couple of days ago with Foggy, Kevin, my number 5, and Simon, my number 3. Superb down Porticalon, great fun, great laugh, lots of views on that. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a live next Tuesday. All confirmed. Spoke to Michael, who is the manager of the Moonlight Bar in Fania Bay, one of the best positions in the south of Tenerife. He's been managing that big, massive Moonlight Bar for 25, 30 years. I remember when EastEnders? No, Emmerdale, sorry. Well, I took Billy Mitchell EastEnders in there when he was over a few years ago. Did a bit of singing in there. And I'm trying to think of the guy now who came in my pub.
Benny.
Who? Benny? No, not Benny at Crossroads. Emmerdale. Oh God, he's gone off now. He's got his own farm now. He's from old smallish, pretty wife, kids and what have you. You know when it goes. Anyway, cut long story short, they were in my pub every day for 3 days in the world famous Garner Bar. And it was just stag do, wasn't it? Not Dingle. Anyway, the tall guy, Dingle, he was at the Moonlight Bar. It was in the Sun newspaper. It was on the roof, on the top of the Moonlight Bar. Made him famous. Anyway, that's where we're going. Next Tuesday, we're going to be live in the Moonlight Bar, 3 p.m-ish, give or take. It's a case of setting it all up. You'll know when it comes closer to Tuesday. Tim's going to be doing all his magic, bottle washer, director and all that kind of stuff. Cameraman, everything. Absolutely on the money. We're all going to be there. Only one that can't be there. Because I think he got an appointment somewhere. So we've got me. My number 99, Foggy's going to be there. Simon, Terry, Kevin, Smithy. They're all going to be. Toddy's going to be there. He's my number 12, the 12th man. We're all going to be there. Hour and a half show. Have a bit of fun. We're going to bring people in. Have a question and answers. Send some views in. So you better get this big. Tim's taking a seat because he's thinking, Webby, you're waffling now, I'm telling you. I'm ready for a coffee, ain't you, son? Are you?
Yes,
yeah.
I am.
All right, yeah. So shut up. So next Tuesday, 3-ish, we'll put it on the YouTube didgeridoo, you know, my dinosaur when it comes to that. And that's what's going to happen. And we're going to have a great bit of fun. All right, hang on, Tim's coming. Come on, son. Come and tell him.
So I'm glad I know how many people are coming because I've only got 2 mics.
That'll be enough. Yeah, but I don't need a mic, do I? Listen, there's going to be all of us. The only one that's not able to come is Sean Murphy. I've got my number 2, my number 3, my number 5, my number 6, my number 12, my number 99. We're all going to be there, but we're going to have 4 at a time. So it's not going to be all
Should we get
the same
Sean
time.
in on his phone?
Possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, possible.
And Johnny Goggles?
Hey, yeah, possible. Yeah, we'll try and get him on the phone if we can. There's a possibility. But anybody out on the terrace, the odd one to come in, we'll pick on and say, "Oi, come on, do you want to go live on
another?
On that? Yeah. Listen, it's what it is. You tell me you're the main man, you're the director, you're this. You've got to prove it to me now, son.
We'll just cut a cheque for the extra microphone.
Oh God, listen. Somebody talks about his money, in it. Listen, you can't take it with you, sir. Right, this is it. I'm going. It's coffee time. Right, if you enjoyed that, you got to do the little. I don't get many ticks, do I? What they call it?
Like.
Likes, yeah. So see that like button left hand side. Give one of them. Do a like. Listen, it is what it is. Webby Sports Roundup in sunny Tenerife, in my manner, all the passion in the world. Good luck to Coventry City Football Club away to Sheffield Wednesday tonight, and make sure we kick out racism. All right, make sure we kick it out. With Casey Palmer last week, okay. Obviously, we beat Sheffield Wednesday last week 2-1 in the league, and there was 1 or 2 bad people, Wednesday fans, doing the chants and whatever. They've got him. Ban him. We don't need it. Kick racism out. Okay? End of. Hope he plays today, and I'm sure he will. So good luck to Cov, and good luck to Sheffield Wednesday. All me pals, to Lee, to Steve, to Denise, Liam, back in Gloucester, and Ian Owl. Good luck to you boys tonight. Whichever way, let's just enjoy football. So, and don't forget the disclaimer for horse racing. If under 18, don't gamble. If you're drunk, don't gamble. If your head's up your backside, pardon the expression, don't gamble. Have a bit of fun, enjoy it. That's it. Now I'm going. From me, Webby Sports Roundup in sunny Tenerife. If you like what you hear and you like what you see, subscribe to my channel. It costs you nothing. It is free. Comments down below, as Tim will say. And a big shout out to my man Foggy. Get better soon, big man. And I'll speak to you on the weekend. And give him all the love. Webby Sports Roundup on Facebook. He does a lot of work for us. So that's it. We're going to go now. Going to have a cup of coffee. We're going to go live with a big man. From me, Webby, and from
Tim.
living in. Tim, come on.
With MS in Tenerife.
Thank you, son. Come on, you've got to be quicker than that. And from Webby, take care, and I'll speak to you soon. All the passion.